Well, well, what do we have here? Look who's come crawling back. Me, that's who. You know, when I gracefully disappeared into the aether some 2.5-ish years ago, I didn't really think I was going to be back here again. So, to get some perspective on what's been going on, let's all take a quick trip back into the past. It was a different time, the start of the dread year 2020, and the whole COPPA, that's the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, versus YouTube matter was still firmly in the spotlight. In fact, the whole COPPA deal had a lot of people on YouTube pretty spooked at the time, myself included. Yet, I'm pretty sure that none of us, not a single one, had any idea of what was truly looming over the horizon. But before that, let me just play a couple clips from the last video I posted on my channel for some context. Although, what actually took up the vast majority of my year, which is a game I'm actually still playing, is the MMO Final Fantasy XIV. I ended up going back to it after taking quite a long hiatus after the Stormblood expansion. I ended up picking it back up again around the beginning of March, just kind of to get caught up and prepared for the most recent expansion, which released around the beginning of July, which was Shadowbringers. And I am still putting a fair amount of time into it even until this day. Although, to circle back around towards the beginning, when I was talking about the lack of videos on my channel, a much larger reason for there being less content is that my job kind of got bumped up from part-time to full-time, and as anyone with a full-time job knows, you don't have a lot of time for extracurricular activities. But I digress. Yeah, full-time job. Little did I know that I was going to be laid off from my job a mere 2.5 months later for reasons. So the first thing I did was to cut excess costs to make what money I had go farther. Since I wasn't really making videos anymore, I canceled my subscription to the editing software that I use. Still kept my sub to 14 though, because, you know, priorities. Which largely brings us back around to the present. Still playing 14, as some of you might have guessed from the background footage. And all this time, playing it has shown me how much I really love this game. So, since I have this soapbox to stand upon right here, I've decided that I'm going to join the ever-growing throng of people talking about 14, because, you know, I can. Now, if 14 is not your cup of tea, I totally understand. After all, not all things will appeal to all people. I get that. So, for anyone that bothered to click on this video and actually made it this far, thanks. I really appreciate you giving me your precious time, and now you might have a general idea of what to expect from me in the near future. I've been working on the start of something for a few days now, and hopefully it'll be ready soon. And with that, I think we're good. So, once again, thanks for listening to my ramblings, and we'll see you next time.